Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. We're looking at the tarot scopes for the sign of Aries for the month of March 2022. 2022, sorry. We don't want to do March 2020 again. Okay, so let's take a look. Of course, your ruling planet is Mars. We have Mars in Capricorn right now. And Mars will be shifting into Aquarius this month. So there will be a shift in that. You know, Mars in Capricorn is very powerful Mars for sort of aggressive power over dynamics. Once it moves into Aquarius, there's more energy towards cooperation between groups, perhaps. So that may be some good news for what's going on in the world as we begin this month. All right, so I'm using my Rider-Waite deck, the tried and true old one of the oldest decks I own. It's kind of like getting down to basics, and Aries is quite is kind of about that as well, being the first sign of the tropical zodiac. And in a certain way, the Aries reading is a reading for everybody for March. So it's always a good reading to take a look at, even if you don't have an Aries sun, an Aries moon, or an Aries rising in your chart. It does give us a flavor of, from an archetypical perspective, Oops, almost dropped those. One more, guys. Just want to make sure it's really well shuffled, and I usually go by feel, like what it feels like here, to decide how much something needs to be shuffled. All right, let's see what we have. What are we starting with here, Aries? Strength. So you have the strength that you need. This card is about finding your voice. It's also about allowing your higher self to be in charge of your more feral or lower self. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of concentration. You don't necessarily want to lose focus on this. You might lose a finger or so, right? There is the energy of as you sow, so shall you reap here. So be aware that the actions that you take at this time will have consequences for good or ill, depending on the actions that you take. The challenge is there's so much happening all at once, so much information coming out. It's like this huge uncovering. It's almost like a giant scab has been pulled off of a wound, and now the wound sits there sore and perhaps smelly, but certainly open to the air. And that is part of the healing process, I think, that we're going through. At the core is the Magician. What are you focusing on? It's interesting because when we look at these cards here, this is the present moment. This is what's underneath it. This is what challenges it. But we can see that we have the infinity sign in both of these. And that is about an understanding of karma, an understanding of not only as you sow, so shall you reap, but what have you sown in the past that is coming back to you. This is the past. This is you being maybe a little bit more idealistic, unrealistic, perhaps, making promises that you couldn't keep. That's a possibility there. Let's see what's in the sky. We have the Page of Wands. So there are messages coming. This little feather in this cap is really is symbolic of the rising or the risen Kundalini. Just like in the Egyptian pantheon of gods, they all have the little cobra here. That is symbolic of an enlightened mind or an enlightened being. And so this what is being said with the Page of Wands being in the sky is that there are messages coming through. And we know there are a lot of messages because here we go. So what I think the Page of Wands at the top of the reading is asking you to keep your antennas open, and Aries have very good antennas. There are things that haven't been revealed yet that perhaps will be revealed. As I said, it's as if the veil has been lifted. The veil has been lifted from their eyes, and this is the high priestess is the veil. The high priestess is the veil that protects us from the glory of the Godhead or goddess head or the unity, divinity, lest we burn up, right? So there's a protective force with the high priestess, as well as the force of knowledge and knowing, but not all knowing and knowledge needs to be shared at this time. Plus, the high priestess is on the path that connects the crown with the heart. And so there is divine grace coming down from the crown to the heart. It's important that you stay open, that you stay focused, that your intentions, knowing that as you sow, so shall you reap, are pure. How it's seen from the outside, that you're shining your light. These are powerful cards. This is the power of one, as it's been called, and Aries is the is the I am, I am whatever. I am peace. I am harmony. I am love. I am the manifestation of my divine nature, whatever it is that you are. You need to shine your light. And if you're shining it, people are seeing it. So be aware that people are seeing your light. We have the Empress card here in the domestic situation. This is about really coming to terms in your life with what's important to you, what's vital, what's necessary. Venus is the ruler of the North Node right now, Mars being the ruler and Pluto being the ruler of the South Node. So there is a long way to go, but the future is about what is essential. The future is the feminine. The future is, for as great as our capacity for destruction, so is our capacity for creation. And it's about creation for you, Aries. Hopes and fears. You're concerned about things happening, on foreign shores, so to speak. I think we're all worried about what's happening on foreign shores. I think we're worried about that. We have the card of transformation. So things are changing. Things will need to be let go. This is very interesting because, as I said, the Aries reading is very much for all of us. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards of 10 major arcana. Strength, you have the strength. Magician at the root, you have to focus. The high priestess, utilizing your intuition, allowing the grace to come in. You don't necessarily have to say anything about it. It has to go from here to here. It's interesting because that path doesn't necessarily connect with, on the tree of life, doesn't connect with the throat. I wouldn't say it bypasses it. It's a different energy. It's like coming right down. So this is, your heart is your strength. Your heart is your strength. Love is your strength. Love is our strength. And we can, the death card is about change. It's about it's about death of the old and a new beginning. It's a new beginning. We see the sun rising. We see the sun rising. So this is about the end. We have the Justice card, so a balancing of the scales underneath. We have the World card, which is endings, new beginnings, and we have the Five of Cups. There will be sorrow, there will be pain, but it behooves us to eventually, once the grieving process is over, to turn around, to pick up the cups that we have left, to cross the bridge of the river of sorrows, go back to the world smarter and braver and grateful for what you have. Wow, that was powerful. All right, Aries, and everybody. Have yourself a beautiful month. Like and subscribe. I will see you again next month for the Taroscopes for April for the sign of Aries. Take care, everyone. Namaste. And hold the peace within your own heart, and the peace will flow out into the world. Take care.